You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are very happy that you are with us today. And do I seem like I'm really loud to you? I feel like it's very unusual because I don't.
Your microphone, when yours came unplugged, mine sounded lower too. But they both sound higher now. Right, louder.
Yeah,
not higher,
I don't know. We're trying
new things all the time.
Yeah, they're trying new things. I think this is the last time we're trying this thing. We're going to do some talking points, just talking out loud. So we're going to start with talking point number one. And I thought we would start with our wedding that we went to because we didn't know what to expect. We went to the Pittsburgh Aviary.
It was very nice.
It was really nice. And like I said, I didn't really know what to expect.
I just didn't get any good pictures.
Well, I think, it rained most of the day, but luckily they were able to
have it outside.
And
it was very pretty. But the way it's set up, not all the seats could see the ceremony very well. Could you see the ceremony very well?
I couldn't see it all. I could see the back of somebody's head.
Yeah.
And I could see the pastor up there. I could see him because he was standing up a little bit higher, it seemed like.
Yeah. Well, he was taller.
I kept thinking if we'd have been on the balcony,
that it would have been better.
It would have been a lot nicer.
Yeah, I think the people that were up on the balcony did have a better seat.
I think it would
and then
have been.
the family that was way up front. And
Right.
some right on the other side might have because it kind of went around the corner. But I tried to take video of them going down the aisle, and I just got the dad, and coming back I got the husband, and I didn't really get the bride at all.
What I think was interesting was when we got there, you go in, it was a Sunday night, which kind of threw me off, but it really worked out because you don't have any traffic, and everybody knows how much I love driving in Pittsburgh. So it really wasn't bad as far as traffic.
Yeah,
that was
that's
great.
true. We got right there.
And what was cool was you walk in and there was like a social area. I have never seen so many cookies in all my life. I mean, the cookie table, and it wasn't a table. It was multiple tables. And I'm telling you, if there was, I don't know, it seemed like 5, 6, it just seemed like a lot of tables because every cookie you can imagine was on this table. And I love Lady Locks, and that was my biggie. And I took some home with me.
And there was chocolate crinkles.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, there was all kinds of
Oh, my
cookies.
gosh. And they were all homemade.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them was homemade. They even made a gluten-free
Mm-hmm.
for some people that were gluten. It was amazing. So you walk in, and then you go to the left, and there's a big ballroom. I didn't know that they even had that much. It had about 150 people, I think, and it was really cool. If I don't know if everybody's ever thinking about having a wedding. I don't know what it cost. I couldn't tell you.
I think that's about the maximum that room could fit. Maybe a little bit more, but not much more couldn't fit. I mean, you couldn't have a 300 or 500 people wedding there.
No, because I think that you always worry about a dance floor, and I think they had the right amount.
Yeah, they had
right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice. I don't know if you'd want to.
If you had any more, you wouldn't have a dance floor.
You wouldn't have had very big
unless
one.
you set the band up in the social hall and had the dance floor in there.
Right.
But then everyone wouldn't be able to see the dance floor.
Yeah, it was. It was really nice. It was a very nice wedding. The weather held out. You had a few ladies that got stuck. We had to get a tow truck because their heels were into the grass. But it was pretty muddy because it was all flat where the wedding was.
I didn't not mud, just my heels sank because
That's what I mean.
So
it was
wet.
so soggy,
so wet that I.
But yeah, it was really nice. I don't know if you guys are thinking about getting. We have another wedding this week that we're going to. It's totally different in Waynesburg. One that's in I
think it's on a farm.
It's on a farm.
But it's supposed to be outside too, and it's supposed to storm. So we'll see if it ends up outside or if they have some type of cover in a barn or in a tent, probably, I would think, set up in case it rains.
I would think so too. it was a fun experience. I think they did a great job. The food they had brisket, chicken, a lot of vegetables, but the cookies, I'm still in a cookie coma because, man, those cookies were delicious. And the other cool thing was you got a chance to go through the aviary.
Yes.
Before the dinner.
And they had nice little hors d'oeuvres too.
Yeah, once it was done, the wedding, it was only like 20 minutes maybe. And once that was done, you were able to go through the aviary for half an hour or so if you wanted to and dodge some bird poop, as long as the birds didn't poop on you. Well, in the one area. The other areas, it was kind of blocked off.
Yeah.
But you just saw a penguin. And it was different. It was different. And I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was very nice.
Yeah, really, really different. So I can honestly say I've seen a wedding at the aviary, and it was pretty cool. Talking point number 2. Who knows the largest number of your secrets? Is it? Well, I'll just ask you who of all the people you know.
You're my spouse. You, I would say you know the most of my secrets.
32% said a spouse. A parent is 8%. So I mean, your parent. Also on the list is a child. I don't know how many secrets you would tell, unless you said you stole something and said don't tell daddy. Yeah. A sibling, 8%. A friend,
his cookies. Yeah.
A friend is 18%. Or no, a friend is. Let me see. A child is 4%. Sibling 8%. Some other family member 3%. A friend 18%, some other non-family member 2%, and then not sure is up there too. So, but yeah, a spouse or a partner would probably know your deepest, darkest secrets.
I don't think I have any really dark secrets, do I?
I don't know. I should know this. If you had a deep, dark secret, I should know this, shouldn't I?
Yeah, most of your deep, dark secrets are with your spouse.
Ooh.
What makes you tick?
I like that. I like the sound of that.
Where you like that, baby.
Well, I know. Now, this is something that came up because I have, I don't know where the list went now. I had a list of talking points, and it's gone now because I was having
microphone troubles,
technical difficulties, and now I can't find. Oh well, we're gonna have to wing it. I had a paper that kind of guided me through, but this came up the other day, and the question was, where should ketchup be stored?
In the refrigerator after it's opened.
Apparently, this is a heated debate.
Really?
About ketchup. And finally, the Heinz in the UK answer, not here, but in the UK, the Twitter account said that they finally came up with, because a lot of people think for some reason that it doesn't have to be refrigerated. They thought you just open it and it would just store.
Wouldn't it separate and get yucky?
Yeah, I would think so. So these fans that flooded the comments asking why the product is stored on shelves at the supermarket or at restaurants.
Because it's not open yet.
Yeah,
it's still got a seal on it.
Heinz continued the debate by asking followers to vote on whether they keep their ketchup in the fridge or in the cupboard. And then it doubled down on the correct answer in the poll, writing, it has to be in the fridge.
I think it says refrigerate after opening on the package, doesn't it, on the back?
I'm pretty sure it does. It says, although we are aware many Heinz tomato ketchup fans have been storing their ketchup in the cupboard, we do recommend refrigeration after opening because this is the best way to maintain the delicious, tangy taste. I just think it would be better. I mean, I don't know if people don't like cold ketchup. Is that why we're...
I don't know, but I would be afraid it would go bad quicker. Refrigerator probably keeps it good longer, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine. I can't imagine keeping it in the cupboard. Although for the longest time, and I'm not sure exactly about this either, but for the longest time, we kept A1 sauce.
Soy sauce.
Or a soy
sauce. Soy
sauce.
sauce and steak sauce. Yeah, soy sauce,
in the
teriyaki,
cupboard, and not
steak.
refrigerated.
Yeah, and soy, teriyaki, and steak sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, so... And
we never got poisoned from it.
No, but
I think all of them have quite a bit of salt in them, so that would be
should be a refrigerated situation.
But it would be the salt would make it keep longer.
Yeah, I don't know why we never, for some reason, I always remember putting this soy sauce in the cupboard. I don't know if one of us looked at it.
And it said
refrigerate
after opening or something,
yeah.
So we started keeping it in the refrigerator.
So anyway, I don't know where you keep your condiments, but some of them or all of them probably should be.
Most of them are supposed to be refrigerated.
I would think so too. Here's another talking point. Good news. Now, have you ever been so hangry that nothing satisfies you? Yeah, the hangry, you know how you're
hungry, angry.
Yeah,
hangry.
At the same time, you're hangry. They say it's a real emotion, and it's triggered by our body's physical response to craving of food. So they did this research, and they outlined the connection between hunger and irritability. Now, I will say that I do seem, if I can keep busy, I'm okay. If I have a plan and I've got a day and I don't
to do.
Yeah, I don't really like to, I don't snack. I find it, because it's like one thing after another. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Right. And it keeps me busy. But if you're stuck inside and you don't really have a lot to do and the cookies are calling you from the cupboard, it's just easy to go over and grab one, because I think part of it is just, I don't know if it's boredom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it, maybe hangry. I don't know. They say there's a hunger triggers a chemical response similar to anger, not just for those who claim they need to be fed every hour. Our blood sugar drops because of irregular meals. Our cortisol and adrenaline levels increase in the body. This psychological response sets off this fight or flight feeling in the brain, similar to the reaction for anger. I've been hangry, where I'm just looking for something, and sometimes nothing really
satisfies you,
fills the bill.
Mm-hmm.
And we do this every night. We're constantly, what do you want to eat tomorrow? What do you want to have for dinner? We constantly, every day, we go through this. And I always say, I was trying to think
whatever you want.
And I'm like, do we have to do this now? Because I just can't think of anything.
Because if I wait until it's time to cook it and then I have nothing I thought or nothing sounds good, and then I'm like, oh, I don't feel like getting anything out, Yeah,
I mean, it's frustrating because nothing sounds good sometimes. Just nothing. Like we're going to go through this all again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just end up maybe going out to eat or something,
That's the one thing I like about fall. When the tomatoes come in, I'll just make me a BLT almost every day.
The BLT.
My go-to.
We even put the bacon on the grill.
Yep, so we don't have to heat up the house.
Yeah, we're putting it on the grill. It works pretty good. Yeah.
Put it in a cookie sheet. I have an old cookie sheet. I don't care if it ruins it. And stick it on the grill and cook it up.
It's hard to believe that this episode is really going to be the last day of July. And we were talking about how I just feel like it was just yesterday we started talking about the grilling season and summer. And this barbecue stats came up, and I was thinking to myself, boy, this is fun. I've had this for a while, and here we are. Of course, we've done the Lay's potato chip. We finally did the Oreos. We did the Dr. Pepper, and it was fun. Yeah. And we need to do more of that kind of stuff for the summer. And we've been doing our summer episodes where it's a little bit shorter. And once we figured out how to make this a permanent thing, where we want to put this. Now, I mean, this is comfortable. I am comfortable.
I am too.
It's just, it's just a pain.
When we have guests, it's hard to get more mics and.
Well, I can do the other. I have these little clip-ons that we can try, but I mean, it's comfortable. But this thing, maybe I can figure something
reset
out. But
some
anyway,
things, yeah.
So these barbecue stats: 60% of people own a barbecue grill. More than half grill on a regular basis. If it's nice in the winter, we've grilled steaks because there's nothing.
Oh yeah, we'll go all the way to November if the weather's nice, grilling out.
Oh sure. And the favorite barbecue foods among most people are steaks, followed by hamburgers, chicken, ribs, bratwurst, hot dogs, and bringing up the rear is pork chops. But
we like our
pork chops on
out.
the grill for sure.
Love them on the grill.
83% of grill sales still occur in the store. A lot of people shopping online, but a lot of people like to see it. So I like to kind of get the feel. A lot of people are doing these Blackstone grills now, and that's where it's a flat surface.
Oh, okay.
So
like
you
a
could
grill, like it's like a griddle.
Yeah, and you can do
Breakfast.
pancakes but your vegetables would be better because we like to do some vegetables sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to put them in a basket because you could just throw them on the Blackstone. So a lot of people are buying those now. Because grills are a significant investment, customers prefer to see and handle the product before buying, and that's true. Sales of barbecue grills shot up 40% during the pandemic, which, of course, you didn't want to go to
home,
restaurants, and so you want to cook from home
and grill out.
And grilling is just, it's just so good.
It's better.
Now, this is something I wanted to hit on too. Another talking point before we take I guess we got some time. I don't even know when we started this because I had this turned on when I had my technical difficulties. So who knows how long we're going to be doing. This is a little bit later than we usually do a podcast. But Terry, we go shopping. Terry and I usually go shopping every Saturday morning. And usually the store causes my wife to have to go to the bathroom. So they had this story out, this TikTok thing, talked about why some stores seem to have a laxative effect. And it does seem to be that way, especially with you. I just wonder if anybody out there has had any issues where you go to a store and it just hits you. Because usually you go before you leave.
Yeah.
Try and at least go number one.
Yeah.
Unless number two hits. But boy, Terry, I'm telling you, every time we hit Sam's Club or Walmart, it hits her and it's like a laxative. And some of the stores that they were calling out was TJ Maxx and Target for having this laxative effect. But for Terry, I can honestly tell you that it's either Sam's Club, Walmart, Gabe's. I think you've had that effect in Gabe's.
I think that's because I'm pilfering. You're relaxing and looking at things sometimes.
It turns out the urge to poop in stores like TJ Maxx.
Well, TJ Maxx would be like Gabe's.
It's pretty common. And a lot of people say it's not just TJ Maxx. It's also Target, Ross's, Dress for Less, and Home Goods.
Yeah, well, see, they're all stores that if you're looking at something and you're looking for a specific size, you may go through the whole rack and you're kind of relaxing and looking,
It also says that some of the theories as to why this might be happening, some say it's the adrenaline rush of being in our favorite stores. And others think that it's it's like Starbucks coffee that you sip while you're shopping. We don't Starbucks, so we can't blame the coffee because we're not coffee drinkers. One TikToker said that she shared her own experience in Marshall's, and she thinks it's the fluorescent lights in the store that cause her digestive issues that happen in Marshall's. So I don't know. I just wonder if anybody else has this issue of you go shopping and the next thing you know, you're not shopping. You're looking for the restroom, trying to
get there fast.
Hopefully.
Sometimes it hits me fast, and I'm like,
I know, that's
where's
true.
the restroom?
That is very true. I've seen you
should
move.
see me when I'm at work, and it hits me because you got to go around the corner, and you have the key to the bathroom, and you have to get in the stall. So, I mean, if I stand up and my bladder's full and I didn't realize it until I stood up, I can go boogieing. And if I can't find that key, I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Because I always have the key on the counter there. But if I moved it or by the on the other side and I'm looking for it, I'm like panic stricken. You got to have that key, and you got to get there fast.
You got to get there fast. I've seen her, and we've walked into stores, and it's hilarious. She's like, I gotta go, and she takes off. And it's usually in Walmart or Sam's Club. Those are the two that seem like the laxative effect really. And she'll come out and go, oh, I feel like I'm 5 pounds lighter. It's so disgusting. It's poor people to go in after you.
I know, and it's in certain stores that you don't want to go in at all because their bathrooms aren't real.
We're going to come back. When we come back, we'll talk about some favorite summer moments, and we're going to do a quiz. We're going to finish up with this quiz that will officially determine what percentage morale you are. Or moral. Or morale. You're a morale, but you're moral.
Okay.
We'll talk about your morals, and we got some questions that we're going to ask you, and you answer, and we'll find out.
This ought to be interesting.
Some of these questions are interesting. I've only gone through a couple, so this is kind of new to me too. So when we come back, we'll touch on that. We'll touch on the summer moments that are almost. I hate thinking that it's almost over. We're going to be on vacation, and then by the time we get back, it feels like we're into August, and then I'm thinking, leaves everywhere. Because that's what happens.
Especially in the pool when you hate it.
Oh, I can't stand it. Because we got all those trees. Although maybe it'll be a little different.
Because Ralph did cut them back.
He cut them back pretty good, so we'll see. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about top summer moments. Don't go anywhere. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world. Or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. And it is a lot of fun. Just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter. And they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Hello and welcome back to the show, our second part of our summer edition of Just Talking Out Loud. I haven't really heard from anybody whether or not they like the
shorter ones.
The shorter programs are. There's only like a handful of people that are sticking around for us anyway. So
I know we had the most comments when I swore.
Yes.
When I said swamp ass, and a lot of people like that.
Well, I like the when you start talking dirty.
They like it when I talk dirty, I guess.
Do you have anything in the summer? Is in the summertime? Do you have like a summer moment that you really enjoy? Something you look forward to when it's summertime? Is there anything that you really enjoy? I mean, besides just getting out to the pool,
going down to the pool and reading. Anything else? I actually like the spring when I start planting and just getting outside.
Oh, right before,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were talking about they
and
were
I
doing
look
this
forward
thing.
to taking the cover off the pool and getting it ready.
Well, this year was interesting when we took the cover off the pool and there was
I
no
wasn't
water
even
in there.
home, and
There was no water in the dang thing. But boy, God is amazing because it all worked out and we were able to have his birthday party and everything else. But they were talking about some things, people to pinpoint maybe what is the best part of summer. And so they had a long list of things that people really enjoy about summer. And I think
going to the beach.
Yeah. One of the things too is longer days.
Yeah.
And sunny evenings where you're.
Oh yeah, because it's like 9:00 and it's still light outside, and you're like feeling like, oh, it's not time to go to bed yet.
Right.
It's just when you wake up at 6 a.m, it's light too.
Yeah. Where in the winter I guess we're changing clocks because there was a thought that we weren't going to be changing clocks anymore. So that would mean it would stay lighter, a little bit lighter. But now I guess we are changing the clocks, which would mean I guess so. I guess it hasn't passed. So at 5 o'clock in the wintertime, we're going to be thinking it's 10 o'clock and ready for bed. But a lot of people in the summer love the longer days, the sunny evenings. Not having to turn the heat on, but on the opposite end of that, you got to have the air conditioning on. Not having to wear a coat, which depends. If you're Terry, she's got a blanket on as we speak right now. She's cold.
When the air condition is blowing right on me, I still.
Well, yeah, it is a little tough where we are. That's true. I'm sure they can hear it when.
But like even when I go to church, a lot of times they have it really. To me, it's cold. I have to grab a sweater or something. Especially if I'm wearing a tank or something, I need something to keep me warm if I'm right underneath the air vent.
Some other favorite things people like in summer is being able to use your garden, like you had said. And our garden is coming along pretty good. Mr. Gopher, Mr. Groundhog, he hasn't been around yet.
Oh, you said it.
I know, I just said the word. He's probably waiting for it. The smell of freshly cut grass, which I'm not really into the grass because I sneeze every time I cut grass. Been having a lot of sneezing fits. It not being dark and when the morning alarm goes off, you just talked about that.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter in the morning. Eating outside, we've done that.
We eat outside a lot. We just spend a lot of time outside in the summer.
A lot of people really talk about clothes, not having to layer up. People wearing a lot less clothes, especially if it's warm. And it's been finally a little bit warmer.
It's been like summer.
Seeing wildflowers, being able to get loads of washing done. A lot of people like to hang their. We hang our clothes out.
We hang our clothes.
Usually. Reading in the garden. Some people like to do that. Terry likes to read down by the pool.
Yep.
Sometimes she'll sit, kind of stand in the pool. And so she's cool, still reading. The sound of bees and insects doing their pollinating. Some people like the sound of that in the summertime. Some people, and I like this, if it's not too hot, is sleeping with the windows open.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I love having there's just something about having the doors open in the summertime and the wind just coming through.
Except for the year we first or second year we were here and the fence had the poison ivy on it and we opened it up and I ended up having poison ivy all over my face.
That's true. Going to barbecues, getting a tan, an all-over tan. People seem more friendly in the summertime, and I think part of that is true. I think people like to have a little happier in the summer, I think. Drinking wine in the garden. Some people like wearing shorts all day. Some people wear shorts all year round.
Yeah, around here. And flip-flops.
And that's our son, Nathan. He's the
did for
flip-flop
years.
king. People love growing their tomatoes, produce in the garden, which
I do.
we do. Roads being clear of school traffic. Some people like to watch Wimbledon in the summertime. Maybe the Summer Olympics. It might be that year. Some people like to watch that. Being able to walk the dog in the evening. Music sounds better in the summer. Wearing sunglasses as a hair accessory. So you just have it maybe kind of picked up a little bit.
Well, it's kind of like a headband when you put your sunglasses up.
Yeah. Justifying eating ice cream 3 times a day in the summertime.
I don't know. I guess maybe they justify it, but I wouldn't think it's a very good idea.
Something we have not done and we've been wanting to do is outdoor cinema. We've been wanting to watch a movie.
We've been wanting to
and
set
not
up
get
our movie
bit.
theater. Yeah.
And we found these, well, I didn't find them. Our neighbor actually found them, where there's like these, it looks like a little canister. I wish I knew the name of it. I don't know what the name of it is, or I would give it a shout out. But it's a little, like I said, looks like a little can and has a filter on the top, and you click it until this little light comes on. There's no, it's like there's some kind of fluid, and you click it, it turns, it heats it up. And I'm telling you, it works. It keeps the mosquitoes, because it worked for me the other night.
She told me she has refills if you need them.
It works
for the little liquid that comes. You know,
that thing. Matt,
the little filter in the liquid.
Matt and Ian came over the other night, and I was getting bit, so I went in the shed. I got him out, put him beside us, and within 10 minutes, I was not itching anymore. Those things do work. And we have just not been able to get out. Oh, the weather's kind of been
We need to have
screwy.
Matt and Ian on here. I wish we would have had the microphones down there that day, because they had us rolling.
Yeah, I think our next, I'm hoping our next one or the one after that, we're going to be talking about bidets. And if you've ever thought about getting a bidet, then you need to have Matt
and
tell you all about the
Matt
experience.
and Ian tell you the
of a bidet
experience.
Yes, it is quite the. I wish I had microphones when we were
talking
because it was really funny, and I hope we can
catch some of
relive that experience, because it was
catch some of that.
pretty funny. Matt doesn't like the sound of his voice, but I don't. None of us really like the sound of our voice. Sometimes I don't mind mine. I've gotten used to it. Yours sound good. You sound good on. I know you never liked your.
I don't like it. Doesn't sound
some
like
people
me.
think
When I listen back to it, doesn't sound.
You have
like
a really
me.
sexy voice on the
baby.
radio. That's what some of our fans have said.
Ooh, baby.
You might have a second when you're retired. You might have a second job, maybe doing one of those
hotlines. Got calling hotline.
You can call. What are you wearing? All right, it's time now to take a moral test. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right, now these are some of the questions, and I'm going to give you a multiple choice, and then you tell me what you think. So here we go. A friend comes to you in need, and he needs money. He wants to borrow $1,000 from you. However, you know that he has a history of going to the casino. What do you do? So here are some of the. You have to bear with me, because I'm doing this
awkward.
like
Yes,
awkward. I don't think I can lend him any money. What if he uses it to gamble? That's number one. Number two, lend him the money straight away. You don't know what he needs it for. Number three, reject him right away. If he wants money, he should get it himself. And then finally, last question, ask him what the money is for and weigh out the situation. Now, that was a lot. Do you need a repeat? Or are you okay?
They don't have my answer on there.
What was your answer?
My answer would be, if he needed groceries, I would go buy groceries for him.
Okay, well, that would be... I would think it's the last one.
Okay, what it says.
Because it says, ask
for.
him what the money is for, and then weigh out the situation.
See, I have druggies in my life, have in the past, and I would never give certain people in my family, even though they're family members, I would never give them cash. But I would go buy them a sandwich. I would fill up their gas tank if they needed gas. I would I would go with them and use my card or whatever, or, pay for what they needed. Take them to the grocery store or whatever. I'm not going to give them cash because I don't want them partying my money away. I don't want them snorting my money away, but I don't want them or their kids, if it happened to be, to go hungry.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, depending, well, again, you ask them what the money's for, you weigh out the situation, and then you'd almost
But if
maybe
they have a
to go
history
with
of
him.
gambling or drugs, I still wouldn't give them the cash. I would go buy them
Go
what
do
they
it.
need.
Go do it yourself. Yeah. So I'm going to say, well, we could say reject him right away.
I would say ask them what it's for,
and see the situation.
But I would even go one step further and get what they needed for them, rather than, because then you'd know if they're telling the truth. I mean, if they say, "Oh, my electric's going to get shut off," but they won't give you the electric bill so you can call and pay on it, then they're lying to you.
Yeah, there's something more going on there.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a road trip with friends, and on the way, you see a deer lying on the road, injured but alive. What do? So here are the scenarios for that. Boy, this is touchy. All right. You keep driving. Someone else will take care of it. You drive to the nearest veterinary clinic and treat the deer. Call and report the incident to a local pet facility. See, none of these are on.
He's not a pet.
No, he's not a pet. He's a wild animal. Where are you going to put him? And
you call animal control, and they go see how bad it is, whether he needs put down or not.
Well, we've had an issue with deer. Of course, it was dead. If it wasn't dead, it was surely dead after we ran it over 3 times. Because
when it pooped.
Yeah, it pooped all over the car behind it. I'm trying to think, who did we hit it first?
I think we bumped it, and it spun around and went into the middle of the road, and Angela went over top of it, went over its stomach quarters, which pushed all the poop out of it onto Bob's car, and Bob had to smell it the rest of the way to Nag's head.
Yeah, he had the deer poop all over his windshield. It was all over the car.
It was nasty, and they smelled it. They couldn't get rid of the smell.
So I think we can honestly say
we actually had to find a car wash.
That deer was dead.
Yes, he had been dead for a while.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't. Oh, I don't know, because all the poop was left in it, so maybe it wasn't dead for a while. We just pushed the rest of it out. Oh, it was nasty. I think he said he went right to the car wash, and of course it didn't rain the whole time. I think on the way down, but
yeah.
So he had to find a car wash. Yeah, deer doo-doo all over his car. Yeah, call and report to
I wouldn't, not to a veterinarian. It's an animal control, I would say.
Yeah, it says call and report the incident to a local pet facility, but that's not a pet.
It's a
deer.
Say animal facility.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to use that one, but
yeah,
because none of these really. I mean, if I could take him home and eat him, because we could use some deer this year. We didn't get any, but that's not going to happen because I'm not going to. I mean, how bad is he? I don't know.
I mean, I've heard of people getting out and shooting them because they're injured to the point where and so they put them out of their misery too. And is that wrong because you don't have a hunting license to end it for them?
Yeah, that's.
Are you supposed to call the police and have them do it?
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, that's why I say you call animal control.
I think I'd be better without these. All right. Question number 3. You're running errands at a shopping mall. While walking, you find a $100 note on the floor, $100 bill. What do? You
turn it in.
Keep it for yourself since you don't know who it belongs to. Ask people around that spot if they lost any money. Now, anybody could say, oh, yeah, that was mine.
Yeah.
So how do you...
I wouldn't say, you say, hey, did you lose anything?
Give it to the information counter at the mall, which is what you had said. The problem is, how do you
Because they're going to put your name on it. And if no one ever says, hey, I lost $100 bill, you have to notify how much you lost. You're not going to just make up how much, you know what I mean?
You're not going to call over the intercom. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, they might lose $100.
Everyone's going to come.
Everybody and their brother is going to be right there.
So.
And that's mine. But how do you prove that it's not or it is?
Yeah.
Because it's not a wallet. It's just $100 bill. Just like what you find a $20 bill.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to say, I mean, even if you
They're
looked,
supposed to keep it for so long and then call you back to come get it.
Well, you have to. You don't make any announcement. You just keep it, and then, like you said,
if someone
say,
says,
"Hey,
I was here
tune
2
in
days
$100.
ago.
I'm missing it.
I'm missing $100.
Then you would know,
and I was here when I got home. I was missing it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think the last one, right? You give it the information you give the bill to the counter at the mall. So that's what we're going with.
And if so many days go by and no one claims it, then you get it.
You're staying over at a friend's house, which is located in a rough neighborhood. The crime rate is so high that it's common to see an incident. You happen to witness a robbery happening in the alley. What do you do? Oh, man, it's a really tough spot here, a tough neighborhood. You walk away quietly knowing you may get hurt otherwise. You take justice into your own hands and save the victim from the thief. Call the police and report the details.
I would call the police.
Same here. I think it's pretty simple. I think you could you could get hurt.
Well, yeah, or they might hurt them.
Right. You could end up
thinking that you've got a weapon or something on it. You might make it worse for them because they may hurt them.
Yeah.
Thinking you're coming after them with a weapon. Well, I just hurt
Yeah, you call 911 as soon as you can
and report.
Kind of keep an eye on if it gets.
Make sure they get away. I would rather they get away than.
We're going to call police.
Yeah.
Question number 5: Have you been in the back of a police car before? Have you been in the back of a police car before? Well, that would be no.
No.
Just once, multiple times. Well, neither one of us have ever been in the back
of a police car.
So that was pretty easy question. Number 6, you are shopping for clothes at a small boutique. You manage to find a dress that looks perfect on you, but cost way too much. There's only one shop assistant who is on a quick break to the bathroom. What do you do? I don't know what that. I don't understand.
Decide whether you want it or not.
You are shopping for clothes at a small boutique. You manage to find a dress that looks perfect on you, but costs way too much. There's only one shop assistant who's on a break in the bathroom. What do you do? I don't understand
They're saying you got an opportunity to put it underneath yours.
Quickly put the dress in your bag and run out. Well, that's stealing. Wait for the shop assistant and try to bargain for a lower price.
You could do that. Well, depending, if you're in certain countries and certain places, it's okay to bargain.
Save enough money and come back to get the dress. Well,
I mean, it depends on what it's for, too, because if it was for one of my kids' weddings, I would splurge and do it.
Yeah, I mean, you would just buy it. I don't see you bargaining. Unless it had a hole in it.
If it was at a flea market or if it was at a secondhand store, then I might bargain
secondhand
for the price.
Store and
flea market, something like that. I would bargain for.
This is a boutique.
If it's a boutique and they want their price out of it,
to save enough money,
I would either save enough money or I would just pass on it. And it depends. Like I said, if it was for a wedding, a specific occasion, I would just buck up and pay the money for it. If I really liked it.
Yeah. You are the parent of a teenager. We've been there. One day she comes home to tell you she had a pregnancy scare. Now, we've had all boys, so I really don't know how to relate to this.
Right.
Turned out to be false. What do you do? Because now you know that she's now sexually active. So you talk to her about the hardships of being a parent and warn her to be more careful. Ignore the situation. Tell her she is banned from dating until she is of an appropriate age. I think this is interesting because I think
I take her to the doctor.
Yeah, but I also think you can't ban her. You're just going to make it worse.
She's just going to do it. She's just going to sneak around behind your back then.
Trust me, they'll find ways.
Oh, yeah.
If they really want to. I mean, we still have our
if they're going to do it,
the black chair.
If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And
that's an inside type of joke between me and Tim. Yeah, you can't ignore the situation, though.
But they said they'd talk to her, but I think I would take it one step further then, take her to the doctor.
Well, I think you also would talk about, hey, listen, being a parent is, it's not
because
easy.
Sometimes they won't listen to us, but they'll listen to the doctor.
Yeah.
And if I'm taking her to the doctor and he says, well, do you want to be on the pill? Well, he's still going to warn her, hopefully, about STDs and that she still needs to protect herself besides the pill. So then if she is sexually active, she is protected against pregnancy. Plus, he's teaching her to use condoms and stuff so that she's protected from most STDs also. And coming from a doctor, it might sink in better than coming from a parent.
Yeah, maybe.
Or coming from both, Well,
I think we talk. I think the
bottom line
best
is you
one
talk
is
to
you
them.
talk to them.
But I probably would take them to the doctor too, make sure they didn't have any STDs.
Well, that's not on here, but we're going to use that top one as we think that is
the
part of that
one.
in there. I agree with you. I think you have to. Just ignoring the situation isn't going to help you. You and your friend.
It might help you be a grandparent sooner.
Well, yeah, but that's we've seen it.
Oh yeah, we've had foster kids.
It's
that
not
had
ideal
kids in our house.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but it happens. We're in a sexually active world now. We really are. Everything on TV. There's so much.
It promotes
movies,
it younger and younger.
Yeah. You and your friend go on a hike together. As you are walking, your friend trips and falls over. He seems to be hurt. His knee is bleeding. What do you do first? Well, obviously, I think you would help the person if you're friends. You laugh hysterically.
That would be some of our friends.
Some of our family would probably laugh first.
Yes.
Panic and call an ambulance. Help him up and assess the injury. That's that's number three, because you laugh and then you assess the injury. You go, what? You can't walk. All right, what question are we on? We got a couple more.
We know
here.
People that would laugh hysterically and couldn't help you because they're laughing too hard.
Get wiped out by a wave that comes in. We've seen that. Terry's lost her top. I remember that in front of
extended family.
Wake up, you walk after you just got pelted by a wave, and you walk. You're dazed. You're trying to find your top.
You're trying to catch my top because it's floating away in the wave.
And I'm just kind of pointing. It's like, oh, I didn't know the top was beach. All right, question number 9. What if someone you didn't know had tripped and fallen over? This is the same as the last one. I don't know why it's the same question.
Thing.
Calling an ambulance, but leave. Help the person up. Laugh as you walk away. A lot of laughing going on. Come on. It's just you help the person up.
Sometimes it is funny when people.
Well, it depends on the situation. Yeah. You and your friends head to a bar in your car for a fun night out. Now, you are the designated driver. You turn down any alcoholic drinks. However, your friends force you to drink a couple. Your alcohol intake is still within the limit. What do you do?
First of all, how do you know the limit?
I don't think you do.
Because
sometimes
our
it could
kids
be
have
one.
been told one beer puts them over the limit because of their weight to their height.
Well, I'm not a drinker, so depending on what I'm drinking, it could be just one. It could be
one could put you over the limit.
You drive my friends home since it's still legal, according to you, right, or the person. Drive just yourself home as you don't want to put others' lives in danger. Call a cab for everyone to get back home. And I think that's the easy answer thing. Because, listen, you do your best, but sometimes that happens. Your friends want you to enjoy too, but that's not really the purpose. Someone's got to be.
If you're the designated driver, you're the designated driver.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be drinking.
You walk into your roommate's room expecting to ask her about something. You then realize that she's not at home. As you are leaving the room, you see her diary left wide open on her bed. What do you do? I never leave my diary wide open on the bed. You close it, put away, leave it as it is, immediately read it to find out what's going on in her life.
You leave it as it is.
You leave it as is.
The proper thing to do.
But you really want to read it and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because if you close it, they're going to think you read it anyway.
Yeah,
because they're going to know how they
left it.
If you
touch it, yeah.
All right, we got 3 more questions. If you won $1 million through a lottery, what would be your priority? I think this is a good question. Treating your family, settling your own debts, donating to a charity. Now, some of these could be all 3 for me.
Oh, I think that you could.
Depending on if it's $1 million.
If it's $1 million, you could do all 3 of those things.
I
would settle my main debt.
That's what I would do first.
I would help my family second, and I would see if there was a charity that I really
but you'd be surprised how fast. No, again, it depends on how you.
Well, yeah, it depends on how much you're. But I probably would put limits on what I was willing to give family, and like I'm not going to give someone $100,000 and someone $50. You know what I mean? I think I'm good with money.
We're going to settle
and
debts, right?
I would settle debts, but I probably would also put some away.
Okay,
first,
so we're going to
before I did the other 3.
Yeah, we're going to settle our debts, but all 3 really are right up there. You're rushing for the train when a tourist runs into you. He asks for directions to a place. What do you do? Do you direct them to the nearest information counter, push them aside and run for your train,
Mm-hmm.
use your phone to find directions, and let them know? Any ideas here for a tourist?
Well, and it depends on if that's the last train today, it would make a difference.
That's right.
Or like when we're in Ocracoke, if that's the last ferry, I'm not going to miss it for your directions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Because
right.
I'm stuck here for the night.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, I mean,
that's a toughie.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
I'd
if I'd
say,
push them.
hey, I think there's an information corner around the corner because I got to catch this,
Yeah.
But if there's a train every 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes or a half an hour, then I can wait and I would help them. Number 3 in that case. But if it's the last train today and I have to be on it, then sorry,
we got to
honey.
pick one.
The third one.
We're
I would
going
help
to use
them.
your phone to find directions. That sounds like something you would do, to be honest with you. That just sounds like
I mean, the only reason I wouldn't do that is that I know this is the last train today, or I have to wait 2 to 3 hours for the next one. You know what I mean?
You see a mother and her child begging for money on the roadside. She's asking for $5 to get some milk for her child. You have $2 with you. What do you do? Number 1, you give the $2 you have to the mother. Ignore the mother, as you really need the $2. Withdraw the money from an ATM and give it to her.
I go buy the milk.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like I said, some people, you don't know what their problems are. They're saying they need milk. I'll buy the gallon of milk for you and give it to you.
Well, that's not really one of the.
I know.
Yes. But I'm going to say give the $2 and maybe go with them. Maybe they need something else and you can
help them with
But that's all you have is $2. But last one, you ready? You meet a celebrity who confesses his wishes to take you on a date. You agree to it. Before the date, you find out he is engaged to another celebrity. What do you do?
Run like hell.
Stand up on the date. Stand him up. Go on the date anyway. It's not like he's married. Spread this information on social media. Confront him about his engagement.
I'd probably confront him about his engagement.
A lot of people just spread the information on social media and then confront him about the engagement.
I would probably confront him, only because if it is someone you are enthralled with, or you really think is cute or something.
Yeah, I think.
Then why not be upfront with it? And I can go have a burger with him, and it can't. In that way, he knows. I know that it's not going anyplace.
Think of it
if
as
he
Terry,
tries to make it go someplace.
The first part, you wouldn't even know it's because Terry's really not up
on celebrities.
It'd have to be somebody. I don't even know who would be. Like I'm trying to think.
Brad Pitt.
Okay, you know who Brad Pitt is. Do you even know what he looks like anymore?
Yeah, but I think he's kind of short, isn't he?
I don't know. Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise.
I know those ones.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm not like some singer.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know because I don't keep up on every movie star, and I don't keep up on every. I'm not one that's into all that, but
yeah.
Like, oh, he's so cute. I don't fantasize about movie stars.
I'm trying to get your.
I've known some really handsome men that are really big jerks.
Yeah.
And so I was never impressed by a title or a.
Yeah, you're not. You're just not a.
I go by the way people treat me. Not by who they are, or who they think they are.
Yeah.
Just because you think you're someone really great doesn't make you someone really great to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get your results, and it's making me put in my email address.
Why?
Because that's how you get to see the results. Why isn't this not valid? Of course it's valid. Says it's not valid. You okay there, Tara?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. So did everybody else.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Okay, the quiz is official. You are 82% moral.
I think I'm higher moral than that, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think there was a lot of situations. You want to be as moral as possible, but you don't let that stop you from having fun. Breaking the rules once in a while isn't immoral, right? But I don't know where you really broke the rules. There are some things that you just couldn't, you can't answer. This is the questions they give you. So you're moral, though. You're very moral. I'm very proud of you, Tara. And that's our show. That's it. Right. Terry's moral. Although I think I'm right up there with you. I might be 83%.
I think we're pretty. I mean, there are some people that aren't real moral, and some people, and some people can be very funny because they go about it in a funny way. You know what I mean? They're always jokingly around about things, but
this turned out to be a longer episode than I thought. I guess the moral test took a little longer
than we thought it would.
So thank you so much for hanging in there with us tonight. Today, I should say. I say tonight because it is tonight. It's really past our bedtime. I'm usually on my first pee by now. Mm-hmm. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday we have a new episode that comes out. And don't forget to share. We send these little snippets out there. We do have a couple people that have done that, and she knows who she is. And we appreciate that. We love to be shared. So share our show with your friends, and maybe they'll hopefully start listening too. And you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Just Talking Out Loud. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple. You can actually give us maybe some of your input, something you'd like to hear. We would love to hear from you. And we really appreciate you guys joining us. And that's it. We're out.
We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.